Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So, this video is actually about a palm-colored woman who actually came out to say that Rapunzel should be played by the same people that, should be played by white people instead of using black people or other person of color. But she was like, instead of using black people to play that, right? And I am asking, we all know that growing up, I mean, every kids, some kids, or let's say, were kind of left out with some stories, Mermaid, Disney, and all that. Rapunzel, because like it was a blonde hair, sparkling eyes, and all that. Black kids did not see themselves in that. So everybody wanted to look like, that fairy this thing and all that. For me, I think black people also playing that role will also enable other younger ones understand that I can see myself or I can see people like me. I mean, being princesses and the rest of it, right? But she is like, no, I mean, that shouldn't happen. Black people should go do their own thing and, use their own story to do it instead of going to copy other people. But what is wrong in doing that? Because I am trying to understand. Black people have actually done that, but nobody watched it, right? And also, this is more like also giving other people, I think other, should I say, giving opportunities to other people. You know what? Let's get into this.
I'm gonna regret commenting on this because I'm gonna get a lot of hate from the wrong side, but hear me out. Please just hear me out. Rapunzel should be played by an actress that looks like Rapunzel. But we're not even here to argue that. I'm not even gonna go down that road. Avantika is a great actress, and I think that she would do exceptional at the role. It's not about her as an actress. It's not about her being a person of color. It's about using a person of color to say, hey, we're making this movie diverse. It's got a person of color as the lead. But wouldn't it be better to, I don't know, say, make princesses that are people of color already? The way that they did with Moana, Mulan, Jasmine, Pocahontas, Tiana. Why are we taking old cartoon princesses and changing them in the name of diversity and inclusion? Wouldn't it be more diverse and including to actually write storylines based on the people of color's history? All those princesses I just listed, so much of the movie includes their cultural history. Isn't that diverse and being inclusive? Why are we just slapping people of color into white roles and being like, yep, that works, we're diverse? And being white and saying something about it, then you're racist because you don't want people of color playing white roles. But that's not what I'm trying to get at here. How is this a win? Hear me out, please just hear me out. Rapunzel should be played by an actress that looks like Rapunzel.
So I usually don't comment or say anything about videos like this, but lately they've been popping up on my for you page, and I really don't get why it's a big deal. One, she's a made up story. Two, even if you get a person who plays her, they look like her, she probably can't sing. Or three, the people who do look like her don't want the part. You gotta realize a lot of these females don't want to play the Disney character. Sorry. They probably got other contracts for other deals and it's clashing. Oh well. And the girl who's player, I don't know her name. I didn't really look her up. But yes, she is a person of color, but it's only 5 Disney princess. 5 out of 20 that I know. That's person of color. Come on. I'm 30 years old. I've been watching Disney princess since day one, and they all been white. What's wrong with having a person of color, a live action one? She even, come on, she's not even that dark, I think. I think she's like a lighter color or a lighter skin tone. It won't change the storyline. That's the concept of you ain't getting. Regardless who plays her, even if she looked like her, it's still not gonna change the storyline. If I play Rapunzel, the storyline still would be Rapunzel. If you play Jasmine or from Aladdin, the storyline will change. That's why it's not clicking with you. Diversity in the movie, no. They mean diversity in the cast. They can have people of color. We just won't be the help no more. That's the thing. In the movies, we used to be the help or the nanny or the servant. That's it. Now we have the opportunity to play the main character, the main lead person, the main lead singer. That's why you ain't getting.
Wouldn't it be better to, I don't know, say make princesses that are people of color already?
We do! And whenever we do, you white folks get mad because y'all no longer the center of attention, so y'all attack us. Y'all, it's clockwork. So I'm so sick and tired of this goddamn argument, bro. Every goddamn time. Why don't y'all make your own? We go make our own, y'all attack us. Y'all infiltrate our shit. It's like black girl gamer shit all over again. Oh, we make our own shit, y'all infiltrate. Y'all have a problem with us making our own shit. So y'all either don't like it when we are represented in fiction, when, you know, that fictional character was originally white, and whenever we make our own shit, y'all still don't like it because y'all aren't included. Y'all just don't want black and brown folks. Y'all just don't want people of color in y'all world of fiction. Like, y'all don't want us in actual real life. Let's just be honest.
I'm gonna regret commenting on this because I'm gonna get a lot of hate from the wrong side, but hear me out. Please just...
This whole fucking TikTok is it's so fucking stupid. The whole thing is stupid. And I'll tell you why. It is when Mayo Muppets just don't like black people. They don't like that they exist. They use fiction to escape from that. When people of color and black people show up in fiction, then they got something to say. No matter if the character is original or if it's you know, like the Little Mermaid, you know. That's just it. That's just what it is, and it's pathetic. Y'all are pathetic. Y'all are pathetic, and I'm tired of being like nice about it. So, fuck off.
I'm gonna regret commenting on this because I'm gonna get a lot of hate from the wrong side, but hear me out. Please just...
Please show me a picture of Rapunzel, a picture of Cinderella, a picture of Snow White, something. These people are made up characters. They're not white, they're not black, they can be played by anybody. So stop it.
It'd be better to, I don't know, say make princesses that are people of color already. The way...
Girl, first of all, you are worried about a fan cast of Rapunzel. A fan cast that's not even real of a movie that's not even out. That's not even being made. Before we had Disney princesses like Moana, Tiana, Mulan, Jasmine, Pocahontas, we had a whole bunch of white Disney princesses. And I've heard the argument, well, what if we made Tiana white? No, it would change the dynamic of everything. Especially since Princess and the Frog, Tiana herself, the bad bitch that she is, that would change if she was turned into a white girl. Because Tiana, being a black Creole woman in the 1920s in New Orleans, facing sexism and racism and a whole bunch of other shit too, she is trying to get her own fucking business while trying to prove that she can do everything that she can without having a man to fucking save her. Especially knowing the fact that Tiana is heavily based off of the renowned New Orleans legend Leah Chase, who was a black Creole woman and a renowned chef in the culinary world. And everyone and their mama was upset and up in arms about Hallie being Ariel. But did we ever stop and think to basically say, like, okay, well, what if Trident, who is basically a personification of Poseidon, what if he had, what if his queen was black and she was basically a biracial product and named Ariel, which was basically the entire fucking movie, that Even Ariel and her sisters are literally all different shades, all different races, literally all across the globe. Not to mention Ariel is literally, in the original story, is described as having green skin. She's not even a real fucking person. She is an imaginary fictional being with green fucking skin. You swap that with any race of color and her story is quite literally the same. Why people want to try to gatekeep the Disney princess movies so bad because they want to have that nostalgia so hard that they're like, well, what if we did the same thing to these princess stories, which again changes the entire dynamic of the entire story because it's centered around a culture and the subset and the customs and the people around that setting. So instead of fucking complaining about a fictional fucking fan cast that is not even real, it's literally what it is. It is a fan cast. How about you actually make more white Disney princess movies and stories, and then maybe you won't be complaining so fucking hard and being a fucking Karen.
Be better to, I don't know, say make princesses that are people of color already? The way...
Girl, first of all, you are worried about a fan cast of Rapunzel. A fan cast that's not even real of a movie that's not even out. That's not even being made. Before we had Disney princesses like Moana, Tiana, Mulan, Jasmine, Pocahontas, we had a whole bunch of white Disney princesses. And I've heard the argument, well, what if we made Tiana white? No, it would change the dynamic of everything. Especially since Princess and the Frog, Tiana herself, the bad bitch that she is, that would change if she was turned into a white girl. Because Tiana, being a black Creole woman in the 1920s in New Orleans, facing sexism and racism and a whole bunch of other shit too, she is trying to get her own fucking business while trying to prove that she can do everything that she can without having a man to fucking save her. Especially knowing the fact that Tiana is heavily based off of the renowned New Orleans legend Leah Chase, who was a black Creole woman and a renowned chef in the culinary world. And everyone and their mama was upset and up in arms about Hallie being Ariel. But did we ever stop and think to basically say, like, okay, well, what if Trident, who is basically a personification of Poseidon, what if he had, what if his queen was black and she was basically a biracial product and named Ariel, which was basically the entire fucking movie, that even Ariel and her sisters are literally all different shades, all different races, literally all across the globe. Not to mention Ariel is literally, in the original story, is described as having green skin. She's not even a real fucking person. She is an imaginary fictional being with green fucking skin. You swap that with any race of color and her story is quite literally the same. Why people want to try to gatekeep the Disney princess movies so bad because they want to have that nostalgia so hard that they're like, well, what if we did the same thing to these princess stories, which again changes the entire dynamic of the entire story because it's centered around a culture and the subset and the customs and the people around that setting. So instead of fucking complaining about a fictional fucking fan cast that is not even real, it's literally what it is. It is a fan cast. How about you actually make more white Disney princess movies and stories, And then maybe you won't be complaining so fucking hard and being a fucking Karen.
I'm gonna regret commenting on this because I'm gonna get a lot of hate from the wrong side, but hear me out. Please just.
And that's true. You probably are going to get a lot of flack for that. I'm not here to really give you, hate. Just, put you on a little bit. You said that, why recreate Caucasian characters, like cartoon characters, and, make them people of color? Why can't we just have our own? Fun fact, we've tried that multiple times. We've tried. And it's always met with some type of hate from your side of the pond. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or those characters or those actors, they receive unalivement threats every time. So it's like, it's not, we can't win for losing, honestly. You want us to have our own characters. When we do have our own characters, because y'all aren't the center of it, it's a problem still. So it's like, we hear y'all saying these things, but when we put things in motion to have things for our own and tell our own stories, it's still not sufficient for y'all. And it might not be you in particular, but your group are very much known for harassing people of color who are main characters or princesses or superheroes or comic characters. Y'all literally threaten us every time, like clockwork. So please stop acting like we just, not doing it and y'all don't ever want to create your own. We do, and we try, and y'all crap on it because y'all aren't the center. So what do you want from us?
And including to actually write storylines based on the people of color's history.
I just had to pinpoint this point in the video because it's super funny you mentioned this in the same video where you list all of the non-white Disney princesses, and the last one you mentioned is Pocahontas. So you think that Disney should do princess movies based on people of color's history, but you mentioned Pocahontas, which is not an accurate description of Pocahontas's history. In fact, it's a very watered down, whitewashed version of the horrific story of Pocahontas. Like, if you look into her actual backstory, it's nothing like the Disney version. But, you don't seem to really care about that kind of accuracy. But God forbid a non-white person get cast in a white role, even though, like, there's one Rapunzel movie. Like, what? Rapunzel's not even a white role. Like, she's a fictional character. Nobody looks like her because she doesn't exist. But, Pocahontas actually did exist, and Disney did not, literally did not do anything accurate to the actual real Pocahontas. So, it's funny you make a video trying to pretend like you actually care about inclusivity and being diverse and, giving, people of color representation in Disney, but you don't actually care about that. I also checked out your account, and there's nothing about people of color on it. Literally nothing. So some random video where you pretend to have people of color's best interests in mind, but oh, we need to create stories for them. This isn't very inclusive for them. Be for real. You don't actually care. You don't. If you did, you would speak up for people of color more on your profile. But, this is the one instant where you actually seem to care. But you don't really care. It's a front, so you can try to get away with being outraged over a non-white person being in one of these roles. And also, I bet your comments are full of white people agreeing with you. I saw somebody say oh, my daughter sees herself in Rapunzel, and I saw myself in Ariel, and she was just so devastated when Ariel was played by a black woman. And I'm like your daughter had a problem with this fictional mermaid being played by a black woman, like the movie where like fish talk, that's the most unrealistic part of it. Y'all are so like Jesus.
Be played by an actress that looks like Rapunzel.
I love that my husband goes out of his way to find books with brown people on them for our kids. He found this one at a farmer's market, and we're going to look for the rest of these, Once Upon a World, to see if we can find more of these, because sometimes adding some color to a story just enhances it so much. And we love that our kids can see the same fairy tales that other kids see, but see themselves in them, or see their friends in them. Because when I grew up, I didn't see myself in any of the fairy tales that the other kids were reading in school, that the teacher would read. I wasn't in those books. My family was never represented in those stories. But now, with stories like the live-action Little Mermaid and things like that, the fairy tales that the other kids see in school, that the other kids get to know, I can also show to my kids with a little bit of inclusion. And yes, I do realize that some people do not want that inclusion to take place. They would rather we leave their preciously delicate little stories alone that have already been remade multiple times over the centuries, but not with brown faces. I realize that people would rather we keep the brown out of these stories. But then we miss out on things like this. So, I just wanted to show this story in this beautiful book. We're gonna look for the
So this is all I got from this video. And looking at the last, stitch, seeing the flag, pictures, excuse me, and the long hair and everything is really so beautiful. I mean, we've been talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and this is also part of it. If you all remember, like growing up as a child, a lot of people did not probably love themselves or had it hard growing up, probably because most of the memory, the stories and all that for the kids cannot actually relate to it, especially kids that look like me or people that look like me, because they were excluded, right? So it was very hard for them to connect to some certain things, right? So I am really happy that Black people are being included or are putting themselves in some certain things. Whether you like it, if it's a white mermaid or black mermaid or tan mermaid and all that, because a lot of people are waiting for for some videos or for some characters to still be Rapunzel, blonde hair and all that, probably dangling. See, the truth is that anybody can have blonde hair, whether you're pump colored or you're black, right? Black people come in different shades, but they do not even come in different shades, right? So whether it is being played by a black person or anybody, as long as nothing changed, right? The storyline remains the same. Now, the problem that they always have is that sometimes they love attention. I mean, it's something that they love and enjoy so much. And when the attention is not coming towards them, they pick an offense. That's why all of a sudden she became Karen, She knew it was going to probably get her. She said it was going to get her on the other side, right? That is the side of Black people. So she knew what she was getting herself into, because there are so many stitches to this video, but man, I really don't care how people are kind of pressed over a character that is not even real. So these things, some of them are not they are not even real. They are just character for this. I don't know, but it's really amazing. And for me, I really think that skin color has nothing to do with the story. Rapunzel can be any shade, green, blue, whatever. I'm just trying to say, because there is nothing like blue, green. It's either you are black, you are brown, or you are white, you know. So nobody should tell me that I do not see color. You see color. So it really doesn't matter. It can really be any shade, any color, and blonde hair isn't even exclusive to white people. Black people also do have blonde hair, you know, and the roles can be reversed by every, whether black or any other person of color, Disney princess story involved and all that. So it's so interesting. Everyone's saying that great news stories, and they have done this. People that look like me have done this, right? It's not like people are not trying to create new story and they did, and you all did not watch it, because it is done by someone that look like me. So if it is, you all already know this. Do I even need to start explaining? If it does not look like them, it is not supposed to be part of it. So black people have already done all this, you know, and they did not watch it. So what do they want us to do? The argument is in kind of so played out if you look at it and all that, but I do not see any point in what she's saying. And if you see any point in what she's saying, that is it is. I am happy that are some you know, black kids or people that look like me are eventually going to open Rapunzel and seeing a black skinned woman and all that. And if you do not like it that someone that look like me is probably playing the character and all that, because playing the character does not even, because I still see, but wait, what is she even saying? I see a lot of them also acting black roles, doing black roles, right? So what is not wrong with probably a black person being a Rapunzel or a Disney princess or something? Does it mean that there is a specific person or specific people that are supposed to do that? Man, this DEI is something that I love, and if you all are not ready for it, girl, bye. I can't help you. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.